Most people believe that belly fat melts away after a few crunches or weeks of dieting, but the truth is far more shocking. Your body doesn't care about your six-pack goals. It only cares about survival, and that's why most people fail to lose belly fat even when they're trying their hardest. Deep inside your abdomen, visceral fat sits around your organs like a stubborn shield, constantly releasing hormones that confuse your metabolism and make you crave more food, while subcutaneous fat, the softer layer under your skin, plays a completely different game. The science behind belly fat shows that it isn't just about calories in and out, it's about how your hormones, stress levels, sleep quality, and daily habits communicate with each other. When you eat refined carbs and sugar, your insulin levels spike, and insulin tells your body to store energy, not burn it, which means more fat storage, especially around your belly. But here's the shocking twist: even if you eat perfectly, chronic stress can undo all of it, because stress triggers cortisol, and cortisol signals your body to hold on to fat in the midsection for protection. Modern life keeps cortisol elevated. Constant phone alerts, work pressure, and even lack of sleep make your body think it's under threat, leading to hormonal chaos. The more cortisol your system produces, the harder it becomes for insulin to do its job properly, and soon your metabolism starts working against you. Studies have shown that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night have significantly higher levels of abdominal fat because lack of rest disturbs your hunger hormones. Ghrelin rises, making you hungrier, and leptin drops, making you feel less full. This combination is disastrous when trying to lose belly fat. Even worse, as we age, our muscle mass naturally declines, and muscle is a critical engine for burning calories even when you're at rest. Without enough muscle, your resting metabolic rate slows, meaning your body burns fewer calories just to stay alive, and any excess energy you consume goes straight to storage, right where you don't want it. That's why focusing only on diet is a losing battle. You can't simply starve belly fat away. Your body's chemistry needs to be rebalanced through movement, nutrient timing, and stress control. Real scientific research shows that resistance training, lifting weights, or even bodyweight exercises, improves insulin sensitivity and helps your muscles act like sponges, pulling glucose from your bloodstream for fuel instead of letting it turn into stored fat. Meanwhile, cardiovascular activity, particularly moderate-intensity work like brisk walking or cycling, triggers your body to use stored fat as energy, especially when done consistently over weeks. But the most overlooked factor in fat loss is something most people never measure: metabolic flexibility, or your body's ability to switch between burning carbohydrates and fats efficiently. People with poor metabolic flexibility tend to crave carbs more often and store fat more easily because their cells rely heavily on glucose. To fix that, you have to retrain your body, through controlled fasting, balanced meals rich in protein and fiber, and steady activity throughout the day, to become a more efficient fat-burning machine. So, when someone says belly fat is impossible to lose, it's not that the body refuses to change, it's that they're fighting biology without understanding it. True fat loss isn't about cutting more calories. It's about teaching your body to trust that it's safe to burn the fuel it's been saving for an emergency. When it comes to actually losing belly fat, the process begins not with a diet or a workout routine, but with understanding how your body prioritizes energy and adapts to your habits over time. The human body evolved to store fat as a survival mechanism, so whenever you reduce calories too drastically, it interprets that as a threat and slows metabolism to conserve energy. That's why crash diets backfire. They may create quick weight loss on the scale, but most of that comes from water and muscle, not fat. The science of sustainable belly fat loss centers around creating a mild, consistent calorie deficit while preserving lean muscle mass. Protein becomes the most powerful macronutrient in this process because it helps rebuild tissue, keeps you fuller for longer, and slightly increases your metabolism through the thermic effect of food. Studies show that people who consume around 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily lose more fat and less muscle compared to those on low-protein diets. But nutrition alone isn't enough. The quality of calories matters as much as the quantity. Foods high in fiber, like vegetables, legumes, oats, and whole grains, slow digestion, control blood sugar levels, and reduce hunger hormones, allowing your body to burn stored fat more efficiently. Meanwhile, trans fats and refined sugars found in processed snacks disrupt insulin signaling, leading to more visceral fat accumulation. Scientific research from Harvard and the Mayo Clinic emphasizes that abdominal fat is especially responsive to hormonal cues, meaning every meal, snack, and even sleep cycle influences your results. Regular exercise works synergistically with diet by improving how your body manages glucose and oxygen. Resistance training twice or thrice a week enhances muscle density, which increases your resting metabolic rate, and aerobic exercise, like jogging, swimming, or cycling, improves cardiovascular health while mobilizing stored fat. The combination of both creates a metabolic environment where your body naturally prefers to burn fat instead of storing it. But timing matters too. Performing workouts in a slightly fasted state, like in the morning before breakfast, can accelerate fat oxidation because your insulin levels are lower, allowing your body to access stored fat more readily. Hydration also plays a role that's often underestimated. Water is essential for metabolic reactions. Even mild dehydration slows down fat breakdown and increases fatigue, making it harder to maintain activity levels. Another critical factor is gut health. Emerging research reveals that people with diverse gut microbiomes tend to have healthier body composition, while imbalances in gut bacteria can lead to inflammation and insulin resistance, both of which promote belly fat storage. Including probiotic foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and fiber-rich vegetables can help restore balance and improve nutrient absorption. Beyond food and fitness, consistency and recovery form the foundation of scientific fat loss. Hormones like cortisol, ghrelin, and leptin need time and stability to regulate properly, which means erratic sleep schedules, overtraining, and constant stress sabotage progress more than an occasional cheat meal ever could. Your body operates like a finely tuned system, adjusting based on the signals it receives, and those signals are sent through your daily actions, not through quick fixes. Real transformation happens when your lifestyle consistently tells your body that it no longer needs to store fat for survival, but can instead burn it for energy, growth, and repair. That's when belly fat loss stops being a temporary goal and becomes a natural, ongoing result of balance and discipline rooted in science. The final and most powerful truth about losing belly fat is that it's not just a physical transformation, but a complete biological reset that reshapes how your body responds to food, movement, and stress forever. Once you've learned how energy balance, hormones, and lifestyle intertwine, the next step is consistency, because your metabolism adapts to patterns, not moments. Scientific studies reveal that sustainable fat loss depends on metabolic adaptation, your body's ability to adjust to lower calorie intake without triggering survival mode. That's why slow and steady progress is far more effective than aggressive dieting. It teaches your body to maintain muscle and use fat as a long-term fuel source. Intermittent fasting is one method that helps reset this balance by extending the time your body goes without food, encouraging it to tap into stored fat for energy. But fasting alone doesn't work unless it's paired with nutrient-rich meals that supply adequate protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients to support hormonal balance. The key hormones that govern belly fat, insulin, cortisol, and growth hormone, must operate in harmony. When insulin is controlled through steady blood sugar levels, cortisol stays low, and growth hormone rises naturally, enabling your body to repair tissue and mobilize fat while you rest. Sleep becomes the secret weapon in this equation. During deep sleep, your body releases the majority of its growth hormone, enhances insulin sensitivity, and reduces inflammation, which are all crucial for shrinking visceral fat. Many people underestimate how restorative habits like consistent sleep and relaxation influence the body's capacity to burn fat. But the data is clear. People who manage stress and get enough rest lose more abdominal fat than those who don't, even with identical diets. Mindful eating also plays a transformative role because it aligns your nervous system with digestion. Eating slowly, chewing thoroughly, and focusing on real hunger cues improve nutrient absorption and prevent overeating, while constant distraction, such as eating in front of screens, disrupts satiety signals and leads to unnecessary fat storage. In addition, scientific evidence shows that non-exercise activity, simple movements like walking, fidgeting, or standing more often, accounts for a surprising portion of daily energy expenditure. These small movements cumulatively burn hundreds of calories and enhance blood flow, helping prevent fat from accumulating in the midsection. Over time, as you combine resistance training, cardiovascular exercise, balanced nutrition, and restorative sleep, your body becomes metabolically flexible again, capable of switching between burning carbs and fats with ease. That's when belly fat begins to shrink visibly and permanently. But maintaining these results isn't about perfection, it's about consistency and awareness. If you occasionally overeat, your metabolism won't collapse. What matters is returning to your structure, trusting the process, and remembering that fat loss follows biological laws, not emotional impulses. Ultimately, losing belly fat is a science-backed process of teaching your body to function as it was designed to: balanced, strong, and efficient. Every healthy choice reinforces that signal, turning short-term effort into long-term identity. So if you truly want to see your body change, commit to mastering your habits, not fighting your biology. And now that you understand how the science of fat loss really works, don't just watch the transformation happen for others. Start applying these principles today, stay consistent for the next 90 days, and see how your body responds when you finally align with the truth of how fat is actually lost.